It's Chamber Update with George Edmondson and Michelle Coley.
Good evening. Welcome to Chamber Update. I'm George Edmondson.
And I'm Michelle Coley. Well, it's been another fantastic year for the Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama, especially so for World of Work. Held on October 5th and 6th, 35 schools attended WOW with a total of 4,068 students.
Not only that, 5 communities from outside the area came to visit: Griffin, Georgia, Lynchburg, Virginia, Porch, Birmingham, and Montgomery, Alabama.
How awesome is that? This section, of course, paid for by Donnie Jones. Speaking of students, the Ignite student program was created to help students find jobs 14 to 18. These are co-ops, apprenticeships, and summer jobs.
And in case you're wondering, Ignite stands for integrity, gratitude, never give up, initiative, timeliness, and enthusiasm. Basically, it's a job with an acronym. I'm hoping they can find me a job because clearly I'm not cut out to be a news host.
In other news, the Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama welcomed new CEO Kyle South last year in July. Always up on the latest trends, the Chamber Board said forget the fancy orientation packets, just throw a pie at the new boss and see how they handle it. It's a real test of leadership. Can you turn a sticky situation into a sweet success?
Last year's Washington, D.C. fly-in was a huge success. Business leaders and elected officials were able to meet with most of the state's delegation.
In fact, the trip was so successful, Dave Pass actually ran out of things to say about the Tuscaloosa National Airport. At that point, apparently the team was forced to form a makeshift choir to serenade our legislative delegation with a questionable rendition of Money, Money, Money by ABBA.
While we are on the subject of out of state, there was also a Raleigh benchmarking trip comprised of 57 attendees and was a collaboration between elected officials and business leaders.
Not to mention white-collar recruitment and talent retention. Speaking of talent retention, I'm liking this whole news segment thing. Maybe a new career path for me, George. What else you got?
Kyle South, seen here on his typical Thursday night, was upstaged by a handsome, mustachioed mystery man when he poured water on his head in a public meeting. But in his defense, he did steal his job.
Okay, George, I think we've taken up enough of the annual meeting's time. Thank you so much for volunteering to do this.
Didn't volunteer, you made me do it, Michelle.
Wait, aren't you the sponsor of this video?
Good night.